Tony Abbott's admitted he's chosen his words poorly when explaining his decision not to join the Prime Minister on her visit to Afghanistan. The opposition leader's been under pressure since listing jet lag among the reasons, but he's now apologised for any offence caused. The Prime Minister's wrapped up 2 days of talks at the Asia-Europe meeting in Brussels, and she's declared that foreign policy is not her passion. Europe correspondent Philip Williams reports.
This is what Tony Abbott came to Britain for, a meeting of conservative minds. One, the British Prime Minister David Cameron, the other hoping one day to get the same job, different country. But that goal probably wasn't enhanced by the opposition leader's admission he hadn't chosen his words well when he said he didn't go to Afghanistan with Julia Gillard because he was concerned about arriving in the UK suffering jet lag.
I chose my words poorly. Occasionally, even politicians choose their words poorly. I was guilty of this.
The opposition has accused the government of playing dirty politics on Afghanistan, saying the Prime Minister knew Tony Abbott was already planning his own trip to that country.
Our troops in Afghanistan deserve bipartisan support. I certainly don't call into question the Prime Minister's commitment to our troops in Afghanistan, and I think she shouldn't question mine.
But speaking in Brussels, Julia Gillard said she'd simply issued an invitation which had been declined, and that Tony Abbott's separate trip to Afghanistan had not been finalised.
Your suggestion that he had a fixed date to go when I issued the invitation to him is not correct.
The controversy over Afghanistan has been a diversion for the Prime Minister, who was in Brussels for day 2 of the Asian-European meeting. It began in the sumptuous Royal Palace. Presidents and Prime Ministers intrigued by the ornate ceiling and chandeliers coated with the shells of 1 million dead beetles. And in the palace, a royal welcome from the King. The champagne waved away. This was a work day, a serious opportunity to network with some of the world's most powerful leaders.
It's obviously afforded me the opportunity to meet a large number of people in the same location in a time-effective way, and I think that will stand me in good stead.
The Asia-Europe conference ended with calls for tighter global financial regulation and greater transparency. Julia Gillard admitted she was happier in Australia than strutting this international stage, but it was all part of the job. Before the flight home, a few hot Belgian chips and time to contemplate her first outing with Prime Ministers, Princes and Presidents. When the Prime Minister arrives back in Australia, she'll be far better versed in international politics, which would be handy given there'll be a huge number of conferences she's going to attend over the next few months, including the G20, where the personal contact she's made here may prove invaluable. Philip Williams, ABC News, Brussels.